So, I've got lighting so I can tell the difference between colours now. I'm going to be honest, we kind of reached a point where I don't really know where to go from here. Because I had a plan, but I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't know how it's going to work out. I've got this, guys. So basically, um, we start over here for like a second or third time. That's got to do this, haven't I? Oh, man. Um, let's just say blah blah blah. And there's a war because these guys, I don't really need to explain it. They want the land back, and these guys are suffering over here with colonial resistance here, and oh my goodness, I'm tired. And over here, so they start the invasion. They get good progress up here and push them out in the end. So it's obviously not, you know, doo. They try to push them out here. That's very well secured, and they get about this far here. I shouldn't be that. And they get about this far here. But in the end, they start channeling support from these guys through, and a planned invasion is about to come. But these guys saw that coming. Well, when they invaded, they pushed back because they had a lot more force than expected, and ended up trapping most of their army here. And there's a little Dunkirk where to escape, and then the navy chases them off, and then they take that, and they send more landing forces here. So this one they're using like modern blitzkrieg tactics or something, and they push across half the continent. And I'm about to pincer maneuver them because these guys have got Herr Guderian apparently. Um, so they claimed about this much. Um, I don't really know. Hold on, I just got a response, so I'm kind of just. Still day in office. Yep. Just another day in office, you know. Alright, anyways. So they get to this point. Um, hmm. And let's say the pink guys can't afford this anymore. Say they sign a peace deal where they hand this off. And you're like, wow, that's really boring. But trust me, it's not over yet. In the words of KSI. And they integrate this stuff they've had for a while. But this stuff isn't integrated yet. And the peace deal, they get to keep this, which was theirs before. They get to keep this because they held it. And they get to keep this because they'd never lost it. And these aren't it. At this point, these guys still at war then. They say, hey, we'll respect your culture and everything if you join up with us, we can defend you. And they said yes, and the remaining bits of their culture die out, apart from here, where a few tribal leaders remain defiant. And then the new borders are drawn here. There we are. And the continent split between two, pretty much, people. And the blue guys are looking a lot more big. Um, where do we go from here? I had a massive plan. I can't remember what I was going to do now. Okay. I think. Yes, that's wasn't it. Alright, so, sorry for the wait there. These guys, right, they're like, hey, we can't really expand too much, and we can go through here, but then these guys will say, hey, stop, these guys will say, hey, stop, and these guys will say, hey, stop, and these guys will also say, hey, stop. We can probably form an alliance with these guys, but ultimately this line is pretty pointless anyways. So I set a line of 4. So they say, hey, to you pink guys, you've been able to expanding, but you can do some expanding here. Maybe do a joint invasion of brown guys, you can get overlordship over this, and we can get overlordship at the south. And they said yes, and they signed a little alliance. I need it like brighter so I can see it. then they said anyone else going to get enlisted, and the grey guys do because they want some of their land back. And all at once they declare war on them because they say they accuse them of some acts at the border, some funny acts, which may or may not have happened. Who knows? Probably not. Anyways, starts pretty quick. They didn't expect it, but they have loads of men on the border still, so progress is slow, and sometimes there is no progress. There's regress. Yep, not very good, but then they kind of do well a bit. And these guys they pretty much expected to do that, so just kind of, you know. And then these guys say, hey, do you want to help out? And everyone said no, so they're kind of sick of them existing. So these guys just kind of finished them off a bit. And they haven't integrated them fully yet. It's all a bit of a mess integrating them. They're not even in government in exile, they just leave. And over here, is it still recording? Yeah. Small amounts of, how do you call it? Well, quite a bit of progress into what they deem as theirs. They kind of ignore the rest. I mean, it's not what they deem as, I think it is actually theirs up to like here, the original border was. Anyways, a little pincer maneuver happens here, which you didn't expect. They break through a river line, they didn't. Encircle their army here and push up. And then this gives the purple guys, the grimmest colour guys, that will break. They'll break through here. And they just spearhead straight to the mountains to split their forces. And they send another small battalion of infantry out. They don't make it. And it starts getting pressured, so they have to pull back a bit. But then in the end they reinforce it. And at this point, the main front of the brown army is stuck down here. And both the purple and grey guys finish it off. Is that grey? I can't tell. No, it's not. And then they finish it off, and they are forced to surrender. And let's accept peace terms of peace with these. Yeah, that's manageable. There we are. They only surrender a small amount to the pink red guys, because they didn't lose that much. They say, hey, if we save hundreds of thousands of your casualties, you can have this, since this is the bit that speaks your language. And they said yep, and they integrated it because they wanted the border to look nice. And then bang, pull out, and these guys say, hey, can we have what we want? And they said yep, because you took a lot, because they were here, remember. Don't know if you remember or not, you probably should. And let's say they got let's say for the sake of the borders looking nice, I'm going to integrate it. I'm going to be honest. It's not very good integration, you'll come to see. I've got plans, don't worry. So it's a bit shaky, as you would expect, but what are you going to do? And these guys, let's say the language borders moved a bit to this, and they get the language border, which they also integrate because it is in fact their language. And it does in fact not want to work unless I'm having a stroke. I swear I clicked that. Who's spamming me? Oh, never mind. Anyways, how long do I got left? How long has it been, rather? Yeah, okay. I'll do one more thing that I wanted to do. And let's say this alliance dies after this point, so there's no point in existing, so it was only to get land. Which makes them a bit vulnerable, and to the brown guys coming back. But if the brown guys come back, they'll probably just join up again. And let's say they integrate into one province up here. And it's time to crack down on this. One government, rather. And let's say they finally integrated this together. And finally, these guys start a little border conflict over here. Nothing too major, because I'll get into that next time. So I'm really, really tired right now. I've been on the winter rock, man. That was ironic, if you can tell. Anyways, yeah.